Hey guys, Chris with Cinechopper. Glad to be here. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to learn how to fly. I'm going to teach you guys some maneuvers, and a cool little secret, there's actually a flight simulator built into the Phantom quadcopters and the Inspire one as well, so I'm going to teach you guys how to use that. Alright guys, so first things first, this works for the DJI Phantom standard, all the Phantoms, and also the Inspire. First thing you want to do, you want to take off these propellers. Sorry, my Phantom's a little bit dirty, just got back from Africa. I was working with an orphanage pro bono over there doing some really cool stuff. So I got some African dirt on there, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so you want to pop those off, so if those start up, if you're in the wrong mode, you don't want to do any damage. So, okay, here we go. We're going to get into the app now. Alright, the first thing you want to do, you want to make sure that your drone is turned on. That's right, even if you're not flying it and you're inside and you're doing the simulator, you want to make sure it's turned on. You want to make sure that your transmitter is turned on, and then you want to go to your DJI Go app. Click on that, make sure it's connected. Okay, we're going to get back to our main menu, so you're going to click the home right here. So you're going to click on this little button on the top right, this little hat, and you see you have video tutorials, flight simulator, flight tutorials, and user manuals. So we're going to click on flight simulator. Okay, so now we are in our flight simulator. This is really, really awesome. I paid some pretty good money when I first started flying drones to get a flight simulator like this, like a practice. And the really cool thing is it actually functions exactly the same as if you are flying it in real life. So before you even fly, I highly recommend doing this and practicing. Okay, so we have a couple different things here. We have wind speed. We can do our automatic takeoff. We have our return to home on the transmitter right here. And then we have our sticks right here. Okay, so first of all, what you're going to do in a real life situation, you're going to look around, you're going to make sure there's nothing that you're going to hit, no people, no kids. Make sure you're in a good place. Make sure you have good GPS lock. You want it to say safe to fly GPS right there. And here we go. So the way to start is you're going to take the sticks and you're going to go down into the middle.
The home point has been updated. Take off.
And when you do that, it updates the home point for you, and then the motors start. So the way that the controls work is the left stick, if you go up, it's going to fly up, as you can see. And if I move it down, it's going to drop. Okay, so if I move the sticks to the left, it moves to the left. If I move them to the right, it moves to the right. And then the right stick is just kind of moves around. So if I push forward, it goes forward, backwards, right, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to bring it back in front of us. Okay, so we are in GPS mode right now, and this is good for when you're just kind of learning, kind of getting used to flying and the feel of it. We're going to switch that to a different mode in a little bit. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to hover it. Now, as you can see, they have a nice little box, and they also have a nice little circle. So we're gonna go to the middle of that circle, and you can tell we're on that circle because of that shadow right there. So what we're going to do is we are going to fly to a corner. Okay, so we're going to use our right stick only. Don't worry about the left stick right now. And we're going to fly to the right, and then we're going to try and stop it right over the edge of that corner. Okay, now we're going to go to the left, try not to hit ourselves, and we're going to go over the left side. Okay, so we're going to stop right there. Now we're going to go and keep on going. And just kind of get a feel for how it feels as far as the movement and how much pressure you put on the stick. Just want to kind of get a good feel for it. So we're going to go to the last corner here. Okay, and one thing also, when you're first flying a drone, you want to be very, very careful. You want to fly what's called nose out. That means the camera is facing away from you. Because as soon as you flip around, the controls become backwards. So watch this. If I push forward, instead of going away from us, look at that. It comes towards us because the camera is facing towards us. So it's a good idea when you first start to just keep it away from you, because then forward's always forward, back's always back, and so forth. So it's a good idea to start like that. Okay, so now we're gonna get a little bit trickier. So once you're getting used to flying around and stuff. Also, really quick, it's a good idea to practice your landing. So the landings, you're going to take the left stick and you're just going to drop it down, go super, super slow, and we're in GPS, so it should be pretty easy. And we're just going to land it. So you just bring it down, and then you got to hold the stick down, and then the motors will shut off. If you don't hold the stick down, the motors will just keep on spinning. All right, so let's take off again.
The home point has takeoff.
Okay, so we're ready to take off. we're taking off. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do some maneuvers. I'm gonna flip it to attitude mode. What this means is that it won't use the GPS to lock it in place. So as you can see, if I take my hand off the sticks, it stops moving, right? Okay, so I'm gonna flip it to attitude mode. Okay, so now we're in attitude mode. As you can see, it's starting to drift. I'm not touching it, it's starting to drift. This is how I recommend to fly for a lot of my cinematic shots because you don't have a GPS that is fighting you. So it helps it so you can keep a nice smooth movement when you're filming video. For photos, it doesn't matter so much. For video, GPS is good sometimes, but if it's like a moving quick shot, I like to use attitude mode. Now, you have to be a better pilot at this because you don't have something that is stopping you. As you can see, it just kind of floats around. Okay, so what we're gonna do also, a really cool thing, is you have wind down here. So you can actually change the wind speed and change the direction. So I'm gonna make it go to the east here. So we're gonna make it go to the east a little bit. And I'm gonna speed it up. Okay, I'll hold that down. So, oh, look at that, my drone, it's already like flying away from me. Okay, so this is good to practice. I say this is the next step. So try cranking up the wind, put it into attitude mode, the non-GPS mode, and just kind of combat that wind, you know, try and keep it in one place. So I'm gonna speed this up even more. Okay, we're getting some wind now. So just kind of, you know, try and keep it in the middle of that circle, for instance. We can just kind of hold it there. Hold it there, just do your best to hold it even though the wind's pushing it around. And then you can crank that wind super fast as well to just kind of practice it. And then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna turn to the left and we're gonna go forward, backwards, and we're gonna try and stay on top of that circle. So the wind's pushing us, but we're gonna do all that we can to stay. Now, since I'm turned to the left, all the controls are off by like 45 degrees, so it's a little bit confusing. So I'm gonna go towards us now, and now right becomes left, so I gotta go right a little bit now, and I'm gonna go forward to get it back towards us a little bit. And you can just kind of practice with that. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do some maneuvers. So I'm gonna turn off the wind. Let's turn that off. Okay, so we're gonna do, let's see, we're gonna do one called a figure eight. This is called a lazy eight. Okay, so we're gonna simulate an 8. If you were looking straight down, this will be an 8. So we're gonna go around this way, and we're just gonna do kind of a big 8, but we're always facing forward, right? This one is the easier one to do. So we're kind of making an 8 pattern. These are kind of wild patterns here. Okay, so we're gonna simulate an 8. This is really good practice for your right stick, just getting used to the movements of how it kind of works. Okay, now we're gonna do something that's more tricky. This is called a figure 8, and this is where we are going to actually stay the same direction as the drone is heading as we're doing that figure 8. So I'm gonna start this way, pull forward, and we're gonna do kind of a tighter figure 8 now, but I kind of go forward. And as you can see, I'm always facing the same direction with the figure 8. The figure 8 pattern. So, and then just doing a little figure 8. And then I'd say once you can kind of get really good at figure 8s, then you're ready to start flying. So whether you have an Inspire or a Phantom 3, this is a great way to get started before you actually do your first flight. You know, that's a lot of money flying up there, so you don't want to waste it. Make sure that you have the basics down first. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial video. If you'd like more information, you can go to my online trainings I have. Check out the link in the description. I have something called Cinechopper University. I have an online training. I teach a whole bunch of more stuff for free, so you can go and check that out. We'll see you later. Yeah, wham, bam, super tramp, and I tipping up my hat while I boost the fans, and I hover up top. Can you feel the noise? All the girls scream now cause they want the boys. Yo, making all the clouds looking like a big joke when I run so fast and I sing so low, and you never wanna mess with me. You're just testing me. I just set me free, so just stop. We cool, we hot, we fresh.